It's your boy Sir Topham Hackrai here with another video with Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019, which means it's time to check out the Makai Village and Genbu Light Railway, the route that I've been working on for the past while now. And I am happy to report that the Entei branch is almost completely done. The only thing I have left to do is literally to build the Lunar Village Station, which currently has no buildings, but does have platforms and even some rudimentary crosswalks across the tracks. The village itself is finished. The bamboo forest is also finished. And here is Entei. I know canonically this is more like a large town that is like a small like village full of moon rabbits and like hospital shit, but the in-lore reason for this is that because of the access to the railway, Entei grew, and it grew to not only support a massive hospital facility right over here, but also pharmaceutical production facilities, so Gensokyo can produce its own medicine of various kinds. So, yeah. I also added some stuff that wasn't originally part of the layout. I added some sidings over here, added a little, like, head shunt over here, and I added some rails leading towards a small industrial line that sort of loops around the area, and it heads over here. I'm going to add some loading facilities over here for some interactive industries for chemicals, which I'm guessing I'm going to add that as a cargo. So, yeah. And then we go over here. Added some trees. And then over here is the Zanzu Resort. And here's the Zanzu River Station. And here's the little building with the stairs. The station itself. And it even has some hotels for the yokai to stay at. Yeah. And that's not all that I've been working on. As we can see here, the main line has been extended. And as we can see, it extends all the way through this forest. Before leading to a river that's actually on the MV&GLR map. Albeit, I think I made the river wider than it's supposed to be, but whatever, I still think it's really cool. And here's another custom-built bridge that I made. Very cool, very cool. Love to see a stone viaduct, so that's what we got here. Then we go down the main line some more. And then we head to this area. This station is Magician's Road, and this serves a magician's school over here. There's some buildings that's supposed to be dormitories. Here's some abandoned buildings. And here's a crossing gate that I made, complete with a building where the guard lives or whatever. And yeah, so the station pretty much exists on but is basically a passing loop, and that's because it's more of a halt than it is a proper station. But Yeah. And then the main line curves down here. Goes into some open plains. And then I'm going to fill in with like farms and stuff. And this main line curves down. This line goes down south towards what would later be Yokai Village, which is sort of the last stop before I make the terminus, that being Kappa Valley. As we go over to the high map, the rail line should match up with the with how it looks on the drawn map. Nothing really to report that changed over here. I did add some more trees to this area. Mostly because I figure northern Gensokyo would be a lot more foresty. Albeit I'm going to add a forest down there, down towards Yokai Village, because that's where the Great Yokai Forest would be, and that's where Misty Lake would be. So basically this, between Magician's Road and Yokai Village, it's basically just open plains. I'll add some mountains and stuff just to fill in the map a little bit. Maybe some lakes here and there. But largely I'm just conforming to the map that I already drew in Paint.net, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And that's really all I have to show off at the moment, since I returned work on the MV&GLR. But once the Lunar Village station is complete, this means that this northern half would be complete, and I can finally focus on the southern part, which is basically largely consists of 3 major stations that involves, well, technically 2. There's Yokai Village, and then there's Kappa Valley, and then below Kappa Valley, swinging towards the east, would be Oni's End, and then continuing that further would also be the industrial line to the stone quarry. Once Kappa Valley's done, I'll also add the line for the coal mine and the Totetsu oil field, so that way we can get some major critical industries all set up. But yeah, that's all I have to show off for right now as far as like work that I've been doing. And I'll see you guys probably next time.